What would you do if you came home one evening and found a door in your hallway that had never been there before? Daniel had lived in the same apartment for 3 years. He knew every wall, every corner, and every door. But that evening, there was something new. A small white door stood at the end of his hallway. Daniel was certain it hadn't been there that morning. He immediately called his landlord. Daniel pointed toward the strange door and asked if there had ever been a room behind that wall. The landlord checked the building records. Then he said something that made Daniel even more uncomfortable. "There is no door there." Daniel looked back at the hallway. The door was still there. That night, Daniel couldn't stop thinking about it. He walked toward the door and pressed his ear against it. At first, there was complete silence. Then, a faint scraping sound came from the other side. Daniel stepped back. Someone, or something, seemed to be moving inside. The next morning, the landlord came to Daniel's apartment. They spread the original building plans across a table. The landlord traced the wall with his finger. According to the plans, it was supposed to be completely solid. There was no room behind it, no corridor, no hidden entrance, nothing. But Daniel was standing only a few feet away from a door that shouldn't exist. Then Daniel noticed something else. Fresh scratches surrounded the lock. They weren't old. Someone had recently tried to open it. Daniel slowly touched the damaged area, and suddenly, he realized something terrifying. The door wasn't simply appearing by itself. Someone had been using it. If you love mysteries that keep you guessing, subscribe to Story Room, because what Daniel discovered behind that door was far worse than he expected. That night, Daniel heard the scraping again. He stood several steps away and watched the door. Then he heard a quiet click. The lock moved. The door slowly opened. Behind it was a narrow room. Daniel hesitated, then stepped inside. The room was filled with dusty boxes and forgotten belongings. Old photographs, keys, letters, watches, bags, personal items that clearly belonged to different people. It looked as if someone had been collecting pieces of people's lives for years. Daniel began searching through the boxes. Then he found a photograph. Daniel stared at it. His hands froze. The photograph showed him standing in his own apartment hallway, but there was something impossible about it. The picture had been taken that very morning. Someone had photographed Daniel inside his own home without him knowing, and whoever took it had been close enough to watch him. Daniel immediately called the police. When they arrived, they moved several boxes aside. Behind them was a narrow passage leading deeper into the building. The police entered carefully with their flashlights. The passage appeared to be part of an old maintenance system that had been sealed away years ago, but someone had recently been using it. At the end of the passage, they discovered a small hidden room. There was a chair, old equipment, cables, and a surveillance camera pointed directly toward Daniel's apartment hallway. The police realized this wasn't an abandoned room. Someone had been watching Daniel, and they had probably been watching other residents too. Then Daniel noticed something sitting beside the camera, a fresh photograph. He picked it up. It showed the police standing inside Daniel's apartment, the exact scene they had just left. Daniel looked at the photograph again. It had been taken only minutes earlier, which meant whoever was behind all of this was still nearby. Daniel slowly looked toward the hallway. The hidden door was still open. The apartment was completely silent. But somewhere, someone was watching. The police searched the passage. There was nobody there. Only the camera remained, still recording. And on its screen, Daniel could see himself standing in the hallway. But he suddenly noticed something he hadn't seen before. The hidden door behind him was slowly closing. Did you figure out who was watching Daniel? Tell me your theory in the comments. And if you enjoyed this mystery, like, share, and subscribe to Story Room for more suspenseful stories.